Hello friends, welcome back and Happy New Year. Filming this on New Year's Eve, so it'll be nice and fresh for January. Hoping you had as good a Christmas as you could and that you have the best 2021. We've had pretty much a lockdown over Christmas where I live in the UK, but it's been okay. Been strange, but trying to make the most of having a break from work and watching lots of TV and reading lots of books. So I thought today I would recap everything that I've kind of mentioned in my previous videos and do a final January flick through of the setup of my new Filofax. Hopefully the light's okay. Here we seem to have about a 2-hour period of the day where we get bright sunshine, and then it just seems like endless night. So definitely feeling in the midwinter. I think parts of the UK have had snow now. I wake up every morning and slowly peek out my curtain in the hope there'll be snow, but not yet. But it's cold. The cold is creeping in around the curtains, so maybe this week, we will see. So anyway, during 2020, I tried a new planner. This is just a day per page planner, and couldn't really get on with the tab system in there. So I ended up using this for my daily bits and pieces, as a daily planner, obviously. This one I used as like my period and mood tracker and just general bits and pieces during the day. And then this one, which is actually a Filofax notebook, is what I use for everything else that I would normally put in the tabs. So this one I had in here like goals, personal bits, ideas, positives, trackers, kind of all that stuff in here, because we have got some cute little tabs in here. I won't show you a flip through of this because this is full of a lot of personal information, but this was kind of the catch-all this year. But as you can see, it kind of resulted, not getting on with this one, in just spreading everything out into 3 different kind of notebooks, which was just a bit overwhelming and frustrating at times. So the whole point of getting back to a new Filofax this year was to kind of combine all this information and put it in one place. I previously had, or I have a personal Finchley size Filofax, but it was just kind of getting a bit too small for all the bits and pieces I like to track, which is why I did try a new planner system. But I think for this year, the size is great, but I just need a bigger planner. So that's what I've done over the last few months. So I'm going to put these to the side. I bought my new Filofax, Mr. Malden A5 in ochre, on eBay. It's really beautiful colour. I do find it changes colour. Someone commented saying that theirs felt like it was a bit too yellow, and I do know what they mean. I find like in some lights it can look a bit yellowy almost, but here in the UK it's just dark all the time now. So I only ever see it in like this really nice darker colour, but it does change. It's very interesting. It just seems to, it's a bit like a chameleon. It just seems to change wherever I'm, sort of like what service it's on and what I'm wearing, and yeah, it's very interesting. So loving the size so far. As you've seen in my previous videos, if you've been here for a while, I've sort of gone in the last few months the process of just setting up basically. I wanted to really take my time with it this time, spend some time thinking about the dividers I wanted and the tabs and what I wanted to track and things. So I will do the final flip through. I did do one in my last video, but I still had a few bits and pieces to finish off. So this is kind of like the finished piece and my setup completely from fresh for January 2021. There's a couple of pages that obviously are personal, which I've hidden, but otherwise I will just leave them open so you can see what I've done. And oh, here we go with this. So here we have the opening. I have a dashboard here, and originally I wasn't going to sort of keep much in here because this planner is going to stay in my home. I can't see me ever taking this out. And I've got here stickers. I've got these pastel ones These are from WHSmiths here in the UK. You get quite a lot of sheets, which is really good, just like stars, hearts. You've got little pictures here for like travel, doctors. This is my favourite, the little wine bottle here. Far too much of that recently. So they're quite nice. I've got these, which I have cut in half so that I can fit them in here. These are more kind of neutral. They came like this or like that. But either way, cut them in half so they could fit. More neutral, but these are just really useful as like, I'll show you here, like birthday appointments, due dates, reminders, parties, all that kind of stuff to stick on the calendar sections. These were from Typo. I think you get 2 sheets in a pack, but you get quite a lot of stickers, so I just like bought 3 and that'll probably see me good for the year, maybe even a bit of next year. But I really like the colours here, and for this is what I've used at the moment, rather than the pastel, because I'm not sure how I feel about the pastel at the moment. So there's the stickers. Be right back. Oh, now cup of tea. So the rest of here, I just have here some little bunny, like post-it note things, pencil in dates on my calendars, because they're not very sticky, so I can just sort of whip them off when I do actually put something in for sure. And the rest of this is just, what is in here, hang on. Oh yeah, just a bit of spare card really that I've laminated, some paper clips. That's it really for here. I'll put these back. So that's the pocket. This is the dashboard. I have on the back of here that personal information sheet which I filled in and stuck on some cardstock here. So I'll just keep that private for now, but I can take that off. And my tabs. So I have 6. I've gone with calendars, trackers, goals, personal stuff, finance, and the diary section. So my first tab is calendars. I have 2 yearly ones here. These are just Filofax inserts. I have my period tracker here, and I'll probably put also my annual leave from work on here, and I've highlighted when the new and full moons are. So I like how this folds out, and you can kind of move it around to what month you want to show, which I quite like. So that's that one. So this is the social media one. I won't be using this very in-depthly, is that a word? Just to kind of note when I do upload videos for this channel. Hopefully it will be maybe like 1 or 2 a week. I'll definitely do end of month flip through when I change setups and things. But actually, despite this being a brand new thing for me, this kind of social media tracker, I am also this year going to try and step back from it as much as I can, like in my personal life, because I'm just finding it's not really working for me at the moment in terms of mental health, finding it a bit overwhelming and stressful, and I'm losing a lot of time to it in a not healthy time, a lot of unhealthy time on it. So I've actually had a break from it this Christmas, and it's felt really good, and I want to keep that up as much as I can. So I've thought I will also use this to kind of note the percentage of time I'm spending on social media, and if I can see it sort of creeping up each week, then I know to sort of rebalance and make sure it doesn't become like it was during the summer. This is just a dashboard. I don't know if the camera picks it up. It's quite a nice, pretty, sparkly, glittery one. So this is the monthlies. Not filled in too much right now because I've not made many plans yet, obviously, because I've no idea how this year's going to grow. But I have put in just kind of appointments that I've got so far, reminders for my bills and due dates, like I've got a boiler service, all the interesting stuff, paydays, haircuts, and birthdays. Also got pagan celebrations. So bits and pieces, but obviously for now it's just empty. I won't be decorating this part of the planner very much. Obviously I've blocked out the other months here with some washi tape, but otherwise I'm going to try and keep this quite simple. This is just the Filofax calendar insert. I quite like how you can sort of make a note on the day and then over here write what that refers to, so you kind of don't have to make everything all messy, but you can have a good like overview. That's what I quite like about this insert. So that's it for now. I do have a couple of little trips here penciled in with the bunny rabbits, but you know, if it ends up being cancelled, then I can just tear it off and no harm done. So there we go, much of the same. I think July was a busy month. Yeah, so June and July are busy months for like bills and things, which I've noted here. But I do love these stickers. They're very, very subtle, nice colours. The next one is my trackers. So my first one here is just an overview of my daily routines. I don't really need to have these here, like I know what my routines are obviously. I've got my AM power hour and my PM wind down. It's just a nice thing to have there, I thought, because I sometimes need to especially remind myself about the evening one. At the moment in particular, I'm finding it easy to just slip into the habit of after dinner just sitting in front of the TV for hours and hours, which is fine, but I would like to make sure I do these things first, you know, just tidy up, do a bit of journaling, reading, even if it's just 10-20 minutes. And then I've always got the option to do a bit of study, and yeah. So in the morning, obviously I brush my teeth and wash my face first. Then I make a cup of coffee, go back to bed and do some meditation. Then I'll either do some journaling or tarot reading. Then go through my affirmations and flip through my goals for that year and my resolution. Just as a daily, keep those things in mind. I try to do yoga, but not every day that happens. Some days it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the main ones for me are meditation, journaling or tarot reading, and just checking in with my goals and things. And obviously make the bed. And then PM, after work, usually. At the moment, obviously I'm on a break, but just tidy up at the end of the day, maybe do a bit more journaling or reading, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes. And then I've always got the option to study and turn down, I mean, I don't need to put this here, but kind of like making the bed, this is the opposite. So a couple of hours before bed, I'll like kind of turn down the bed. It's a bit of a silly thing to do, but it just makes me feel like, you know, I'll take all the scatter cushions off and just get my bed ready to jump into when I'm really tired. So that's just something I do every day. So on the back of this, I have my weekly balance sheet for my activities and hobbies. These aren't things that I'll necessarily do every single week. These are my physical activities, which if the gyms and swimming pools were open, I would try to balance out maybe most of these at least once a week. But at the moment, I'm just focusing on yoga, resting, and running and walking. But these are just kind of things that I would like to incorporate within my week, even if it's just once, to just kind of keep balance, because I find like I can get really obsessed with doing one thing and getting really super good at that, rather than actually giving my body like a rest or a stretch, and some sort of low intensity things. So that's just to try and keep me balanced. And these are all my hobbies. Definitely don't do these every day or even once during the week sometimes, but they're just kind of there that if I'm ever bored and have a spare couple of hours or whatever, I can look at these and be like, oh yeah, I could do that, or yeah, I could try this. So just things like, you know, reading, cooking, writing, making a video. So just ideas more than things I will actually do. So here we have the trackers. Not really sure if I like the look of these anymore, but that's how they are for now. This will be the books I read, hoping to read between 25 and 30 books this year. These are the ones I want to read. I do have a lot more than this, but these are top of the list. This is where I note down any positives each month. So I'll have like January to June here. On the back, I'll have July to December, and just kind of note down things that made me happy that month or things I did. So that at the end of the year, I can look back and just kind of remember what I've done. Cheer myself up. These will be fitness goals, hopefully. So just like PBs, new things I've tried, new activities I've given a go, just kind of those kind of things. And this will be the same for TV and movies. I think I have, oh yes, I have a little list here of things I do want to watch. Oh, Witcher 2, so excited. And I still haven't watched The Crown, which everyone is telling me to watch, so on the list. Next tab is my goals, which I have now filled in. My first sheet is affirmations. These are kind of quite new to me, things I started to do this year. I feel like us British folk find it quite difficult to say to ourselves, you know, I believe in myself and I take positive action for myself. But it's actually a really nice, powerful thing to do. So at first, these were very generic, and over the months, they've kind of become more personalised. And actually a lot of the inspiration for these have come from various tarot readings I've done. But what I love is that they can kind of change throughout the months. I mean, this is probably maybe the third or fourth version I've had now of the sheet, where I just keep rewriting them because maybe you outgrow them or something doesn't feel quite right. And that's what I like about this is, I mean, I can just kind of take this in and out anyway. And I've got plenty more space to keep writing on the back. So hopefully this will be in here for a little while. But, you know, these don't have to stay the same forever because we change as people, and that's a healthy thing to do. So as you kind of change, your affirmations can change, and I really like that. And it's been a nice process to kind of sit down and really personalise them at the beginning of this year. So this is my goals and resolutions sheet. The front here is for the resolutions. So these are more of the kind of the juicier personal development kind of things. Just kind of like improving, you know, my mind-body connection, moving past outdated thought processes, kind of things like that. And then on the back, I have my goals, my smaller goals. This looks like a lot, but obviously half of these were kind of transferred over from last year because a lot of these I couldn't do because of lockdown. And these are just small things, just like I'd like to visit Scotland, finish my courses and try some new kind of activities, and just, you know, read 25 books. So these are very just small bite-sized things. It looks like a lot, but it's not really. Now the next two pages are basically outlines of our emotional needs, our emotional rights, boundaries, and how we can kind of defend those boundaries both with others and also with ourselves. So the idea for this started a few years ago. I read this book, which I do have here, Boundaries. It does say after a pathological relationship because I was in one of those, but this also just relates to general life, you know, to any relationship you have with like friends or colleagues, people you know through any other walks of life, and just how to create boundaries for yourself if you find that yours are really low. So yeah, Boundaries by Adelyn Birch. It's just a very small little book, lots of stuff that you can work through. And anyway, a few years ago I went through this whole process, and I've had some version of this in my planner since, that I read pretty much every day. Just a quick 5 minutes in the morning to just kind of think about every person in my life. Do I feel in this way around them? You know, do I feel appreciated? Do I feel comfortable? Do I feel safe? Do I feel listened to? And when I start to not feel those things, you know, is it me or is it them? And here on the back, just like bigger rights that we have in our relationship. And here I have a sheet for boundaries, what they are, how they work, and here boundaries that I have with others and also with myself, because I have in the past been very quick to self-sabotage and abandon, and these two sheets are just something I've always had to just remind myself to be strong emotionally, both with others and with myself. So if you kind of feel that that might be useful for you, then I'll link obviously that little book down below. I just found it really helpful for me after coming out of a difficult relationship, and it's just kind of inspiring to read every morning and just make me feel a bit more capable. So the final pages here are just some study courses and just places to go around the UK next year, just as ideas. So the next tab is personal. I've hidden something here. So yes, here I have saved behind here, just like passwords, login on information and contact sheets. So not much to show here. And that's kind of all I have in this section. I'm not really sure what else to put yet. I was thinking about putting the whole boundaries things in here because that's quite personal. but it kind of felt right in the goals section because that's something I need to remind myself of every day. So, I don't know, let me know, what else do you put in this section, guys? My 5th tab is finance. I will actually keep my financial goals private, but you know, they're kind of split between you know, long, medium and short-term goals, and wishes and hopes and dreams. And the rest of this section is just some trackers. So here, this one is bills and shopping bits and takeaways, because I have a bad habit of getting takeaways, but I've actually not got any for a long time now, so maybe this can change to something else. But these again are just Filofax inserts. They're just, you know, ready to go. I like these ones, and super simple and cheap. So the final insert is my diary tab. I think I've mentioned in lots of my previous videos, I usually, when I have a Filofax, I have my diary section at the front of the planner, and the rest of the tabs kind of get lost underneath it, especially as the year goes on. The pages sort of get bigger and bigger, don't they? And you end up getting a bit lost in it. So I thought this year I'm going to try it at the end, because I'm going to be going through all this every morning kind of as given anyway, and then I can come to this last. So this will be where my week is. At the beginning of each season, I have what food is in season that year, so just fruits, vegetables and herbs and spices. It's a bit of an ugly sheet, I know, but it works, and my aim is to kind of eat at least once all of these items throughout the month. Just gives me a bit of inspiration when I'm making my meal plans, and try and shop seasonal. So this is my little daily marker, and I've decorated the first couple of weeks or so, but that's all I've gone so far, because I'm not sure how much I'm going to put on this in a day, and I'm still not sure yet if I want to include my work bits and pieces in this planner, because I mostly organise my work on Outlook, and typically I've always used this for my personal stuff, so just noting down each day like what exercise I did, any personal plans like seeing friends, going shopping. Not that that's looking likely anytime soon. So yeah, and I found that with the personal planner I used this time, I used that to actually incorporate work and personal life, which did work for a while because work has been very busy this year. But I don't know if maybe now I am looking to be working from home long term, if that's necessarily a good idea, if maybe I should make sure I do keep my personal work life separate. So I'm not sure, because the bigger size certainly will allow me extra room to pop in the work stuff here, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. We'll see, I suppose. I can just play around with it for a few weeks and see how I feel. So yeah, this is all I've kind of done so far. I'm not going to be going super crazy on the decoration. I do like to keep mine fairly minimal. Just a bit of washi tape and a few stickers here and there, and that will probably be it. I love looking at people's planners where they decorate everything and it looks so beautiful and styled, but I don't have that artistic eye. I just need it to be simple. So I love looking at other people's super decorated planners, but I think for me it just needs to be quite simple. The only thing I will say, this is the Filofax week per page, or week per 2 page, isn't it? Not keen on this blue, and I also could not find anywhere in the UK a cotton cream version of this diary. I could only ever find it in the personal size, and I think the cotton cream would look so much nicer in this planner with the brown. So kind of a shame, because the blue is ugly and I don't like the white paper, but beggars can't be choosers. But if anyone in the UK has seen a cotton cream A5 week per 2 page insert, please let me know. I would love to buy it. But yeah, but anyway, I am either way, very excited about this size. It's much bigger. I just have an appointment thing here. I think this is a, oh yeah, that's my blood donation in March. So yeah, just more seasonal food stuff, lots of empty pages, hopefully filled with many, many, many things this year, rather than just emptiness of 2020. And then at the back, I just have some spare note paper I've got here. I have hole punched most of it. I just got these out of some old notebooks and trimmed them to size. So I've got some spare here. These were some stickers I had lying around, but I don't really like these anymore. So I'll probably replace these with something else. And just a to-do pad here. So that's it. Sorry if it seemed like a bit of a repeat from my last flip through, but I was aware that I did have a few pages missing in my last video because I hadn't sort of finished my goals and things. And I was also careful to not show everything in the last video because some of the 2020 flick through was quite personal, but hopefully this was a bit of a better video for that. You can kind of see obviously my goals, resolutions, my trackers. If there's anything that you found useful, let me know, but I will try and link everything down below. And I think that's kind of it. My January setup all ready to go. Can't wait to start using this tomorrow. I've been waiting for, it feels like a long time. I suppose it has. I think I got this back in October and I've been slowly, gently moving my way through it, and I'm really happy with the setup. I think it's going to work really well for me. It is already quite thick, so it may be a case that during the year, perhaps I take each season out of the diary section and pop it into storage, because obviously I find like this always sort of gets bigger during the year, doesn't it? It sort of blows up a bit, especially if you use stickers and things. Although I have started with the flat ones this year rather than the 3D ones. So we'll see. I do like to have an entire diary in my planner so that I can look back on it over the year. But I mean, I'll be at home anyway, most of the time now anyway, so what difference does it make? So that's it from the top. That's it from the side. There is some space here to grow. So yeah, just looking forward to it. Thank you to everyone who's followed my journey so far. In the new year, I will keep up with some Plan With Me's as I decide how I want to decorate the diary. I'll show videos of that and my flick throughs of each month, what I've got up to, any kind of personal development stuff that I think might be useful, I'll include that. And in the new year, I will also be doing a series of videos on my tarot practice and readings, kind of how I go about that and study the tarot and my moon ritual practices. It's just kind of a self-development thing, but it's a big part of my life and I keep meaning to show it. I have filmed a couple of videos, but I found it at the beginning quite difficult to talk about, I think because it's quite an emotional thing, but hoping to get those out next year, because part of that will be tracked in here. So just so you kind of get an idea of what I'm actually talking about, I thought those videos would be useful so it can be related to this. But they will be a separate stream of videos because I think my planner side needs to be kept separate. But anyway, I think that's it for this video. A big happy new year from me to you. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. And thanks for watching so far, and hope to see you around this year. I'm very excited by everything I've got planned, so please stick around. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see or if you want some more information on. Happy to kind of go back through things that you find particularly interesting. Otherwise, have a lovely New Year's Day and can't wait to see you soon.